Previously on Upon Us.
It can take anywhere from 2 to 14 days to show symptoms of the virus.
As of today, May 18th, there are 4.8 million coronavirus cases, which of 1.86 million have recovered.
Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast. Hope all of you are staying safe, staying home, and washing your hands.
In this episode, we will briefly talk about how the virus spreads, how to stop the virus from spreading by washing and drying your hands. How does the virus spread? The time between being exposed to the virus and developing symptoms can be anywhere from 1 to 14 days, although the average is 5 to 6. Before developing symptoms, the pre-symptomatic patient can be contagious. Getting into close contact or shaking hands with others can be a risk as it takes time to develop symptoms. In order for the virus to spread through pre-symptomatic transmission, there has to be infectious droplets in the air or an infected surface must be touched.
The virus transfers from a symptomatic person via respiratory droplets or by direct contact. The virus also transfers to contaminated surface, same as when the virus transfers from a pre-symptomatic patient. Who said, and I quote, "People may be more contagious around the time of symptom onset as compared to later on in the disease." Who, page 2, 2020.
How to stop the virus from spreading. A virus is a bit of a material that is surrounded by a coating of proteins and fat. Viruses tend to stick to places easily, like your hands. And when you rinse your hands with water, it brushes right over the virus. The fat in the coating of the virus makes the virus behave like oil. When you put oil and water, they don't mix. The oil floats on top of the water. But when you add soap to the oil and water mixture, the oil dissolves into the water. Soaps have two-sided molecules. One end of the molecule is attracted to water, and the other end is attracted to fat. So it pulls the fat apart, causing them to mix with each other.
Returning to the virus, soap does the exact same thing. The soap sticks to the fat coating of the virus, and the other end being stuck onto the water. Soap completely annihilates these types of viruses by pulling the fat off it. All the leftover contents of the virus are rinsed by water and gone down the drain. This doesn't happen right away. This is an extremely fast process, so to be precise, it takes about 20 seconds for this to happen. Hand sanitizers work too, because it is mainly made up of alcohol, and alcohol works in a similar way of soap. But you need a hand sanitizer with a high concentration of alcohol.
The Centers of Disease Control recommend that hand sanitizers with at least 60% alcohol. They recommend using soap if you can instead of hand sanitizer. If your hands are sweaty or dirty, it can lower the effectiveness of the hand sanitizer. For soap, it doesn't matter what kind of soap it is. It doesn't have to be branded or it doesn't have to be presented as antibacterial. In conclusion, just remember to wash your hands for 20 seconds, no less.
This is the best and most effective way to get rid of the virus. It's that simple.
Once you wash your hands, it is essential that you thoroughly dry them. This is to limit the spread of the bacteria. This is because some bacteria remain on wet hands even if they've been washed with soap. And these bacteria are more easily spread via wet hands than dry ones. Many public bathrooms feature electric air dryers as a hygienic option for hand drying. But a new report from the Mayo Clinic finds that people lose patience and do not take the time to dry their hands completely using these devices.
Some people say it takes too long. Instead, they may dry their hands for a short period of time, then wipe them on a piece of clothing like the dirty jeans or jumper. They then proceed to open the door with their wet hands. Rubbing hands together under an electric dryer can bring bacteria that live within the skin to the surface.
Basically, drying hands thoroughly using a clean paper towel or cloth towel or under an electric air dryer. To avoid introducing additional bacteria, do not rub your hands together under the electric air dryer.
In summary, there are two types of patients: pre-symptomatic patients and symptomatic patients. Both can spread the disease via respiratory droplets, direct contact, or contaminated surfaces.
And for the second part, I'll keep it simple. Just wash your hands and please remember to dry them. Also, update. The ban in Hong Kong of a group of 4 or less gathering has been lifted to 8.
Till then, stay safe, stay home, and stay happy. See you next time!
In the next episode.
These products are essential for slowing the spread of the virus.